everybody, it's market day. I am here at the Harvest Moon Festival in Naugatuck. It is day 1 of 2. It's Friday the 19th. I'm super excited. I've pretty much set everything up. Hang on. Anyways, I just have to do a couple last minute things and then I'm ready to open up. We're not open for about an hour. It opens at 11 and it's only like 10 after 10 right now. But I'm so excited. This is always my biggest market of the year and I'm glad to bring you guys with me. And they are going to move those garbage cans, thank God. I don't want to be next to those all day, stinky. But I think I don't have anything else to do except set up my mystery bags, which I have all prepared. I just have to put them in the bags and put them in my box. Yeah, no, I'm a little out of breath from bringing everything from the car and setting up. It's just me today. My mom had to work because it is a Friday, so she wasn't able to come. She is going to stop by after work, and then tomorrow she'll be with me all day, except for when she has to run back and she'll pick up the puppy and bring her, because she always loves to come to these festivals and meet all the people. She thinks they're here for her. But yeah, no, wish me luck. Let's go. There she is. Sorry about the noise. They are doing construction on the church. But there it is. There's my booth. Let me show you. Alright, we got some big stuff over here, including bags and Mr. Mothman. My loaf kittens. Pretty much all my Halloween things are over here. My Nessie. Embroidery. My mystery bags. All my hats and the ear warmers and headbands. I also made some coasters and cup cozies this time, and my normal scrunchies and keychains. And then here are all my scarves. I do have up top, you can see there's packs there. It's a matching hat and scarf. Some people like them, some people don't. They don't always sell, but I like having them available. So I'm all set up. I am ready to go. I am so excited. It is only 10:30 and I'm ready to go. Yay. They finally moved the garbage cans and it is now officially open for business. I am sitting down. I am ready. It's a little too hot to wear the hat I made, but yeah, I made a cute mushroom hat. I have one for sale and I have yarn to make another one, but this one's for me. The purple one's for me, but it's still way too hot right now. Okay. Well, I'm ready. I'm ready for everyone to come, and slowly but surely people have started trickling in to look. But I hope I can use this because again they're playing music, but if not then we'll figure something out. Okay, it is 12:01. No sales yet, but the first day is usually a little slow in the morning just because it is a Friday and a lot of people are at work or at school. But it does pick up usually around lunchtime when people are on their breaks, and then again after schools get out and they all know to come down here, and then people get out of work. Because it is all day. It goes till 8 o'clock at night, and we get sales all the way up until 8 o'clock at night on both days. So I'm just chilling. I'm just working on something. I'm crocheting. Sewed together a piece I hadn't finished. But yeah, no, that's my update for now, and I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so it's only not long after I last talked to you. It's like 12:15. Trying to keep my camera. It's on my phone. It keeps sliding down. So still hasn't really picked up, and it's definitely a little harder to do a market by yourself when I'm so used to having like a helper with me, usually my mom, and I'm crocheting if that's what I'm looking down. And I don't know, I already got my phone plugged in because I wasted a bunch of battery like doing like my dailies but I definitely I miss having someone to talk to. It's nice to have someone to chat with. The wind is picking up, so the sun went away but the wind is picking up. I had a thing of candy out for people to take. I had to put it in my cooler because they all melted inside their wrappers, and I'm like, oh no. Thankfully it wasn't all the candy, it was just like a good chunk of it, so I'll just have to be careful putting that out later, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know, just felt like talking. Working on your gloves. Oh, okay. Someone was talking to me. Anyways, yeah. I'll let you know when I get a sale, but in the meantime, it's a nice day now that the sun isn't as hot. I said that already. And yeah, the wind is picking up. So, but hopefully this is going to be fingerless gloves, and then they'll keep me warm. Well, not that I need it right now. I'll come back when, you know, I have something to say. Oh my god, I can't believe this happened, but someone forgot to like weigh their tent down. This huge gust of wind came and just completely flipped it. I don't think any of their stuff got damaged, but the tent just like went whoop. They caught it, but then it's just like absolutely insane that just happened. This is why the literal fire marshal was going around like citing people, giving them citations over stuff like this, because it's a safety risk. You don't want anyone getting hurt. This is just insane. Hi everybody, it is 10 of 1 and I just had my first sale, and it was, surprise surprise, one of my loaf kittens. People love those. I'm so excited. Yay! Alright, it's 2 o'clock, or well, almost 2:05 at this point, and still no sales. It's been really slow. It was not this slow last year. I definitely remember that much. Not much really to update, except I finished my first of my fingerless gloves I was making, and I'm starting on number 2. I mean, this is kind of nice and relaxing having these to work on. I dropped it, that's why I'm picking off all the leaves. But I might bring some of my multicolored yarn tomorrow, maybe work on some scarves there. I wanted to have them for this, not scarves, the gloves. I wanted to have them for this market, but I just did not have enough time. There's so much I wanted to have for this market. I just did not have enough time, but hopefully I'll focus on those for my next market, for the one in October. Anyways, that's the update for the hour. Just had my second sale. I sold one of my ghosts, the one with the purple hat. It's very exciting. And then the guy she was with was asking me about making like a custom order, so I give him my business card and hopefully I'll get a commission out of that. So yay! And it's just after 3 o'clock, so it's starting to pick up again. Like I said, now the schools are letting out. It's getting busy, and all like people bringing their kids, so I'm excited. It's 4 o'clock. I've had a few sales. Yay! Sold one of my pumpkins. I sold my axolotl, and then one of my pumpkin cows. I'm very excited, and had a couple more lookers, and a few people who keep coming back, like with kids who are trying to decide like if this is what they really want, and the kids seem to still really want it, but the mom's like, are you sure if you want to take another look? But I have a feeling they're gonna come back. So it's picking up. It's getting nicer. It's still really cool, but the sun, oh my god, the sun just keeps blasting down on us. Kind of wish I had tent walls, but at the same time I'm worried that I would just turn this into an oven. Anyways, I will see you if we get any more updates. So I finished my gloves. They're they go up a little higher than I thought they would, but they definitely keep my hands warm. Ooh, so pretty. And they match my hat, more or less. Anyways, I'm happy with them. I definitely want to try making them in like some variegated, multicolored yarn. Anyways. Hey, so it is just about 5 o'clock, and I've officially made my booth fee back. So yay! I wish it had happened a little earlier in the day, but these things happen. Anyways, I'm just happy I made it, and so everything else is technically in the green. Yay! It's officially 7 o'clock. We have 1 hour left in the market. I don't even know if you can hear me over the band playing. And Mom is officially here. We have gotten French fries. The food has been acquired, nice and hot. And I've been doing okay. We've gotten a bunch more sales. Definitely slower today than it was last year on Friday. But tomorrow's gonna be nuts, and I can't wait. Good morning! It is day 2 of the Harvest Moon Festival, and we are open for business. I am so excited for everyone to come here. Mom is just taking a look around while everyone's setting up. We are having a few people start trickling. No sales yet, but still, we are here from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. today, and I'm looking forward to it. It's always this Saturday is always busier than Friday because it's the weekend now. People aren't in school, and like a lot of people have the weekends off, or their hours aren't the same as they are in the week. And as one of my fellow vendors said, we are waiting for the onslaught to come. And they were nice enough that, this morning to the people who run the event. They provide free donuts and coffee, which is great because I actually stole a coffee cup to display one of my I made cup cozies, or koozies, however you pronounce it, but I didn't have a cup yet, so I'm like, woohoo! 'Cause I don't really drink coffee, but I know people do love it. Anyways, I am just ready to go. I'm sorry for the ramble, but we will do this thing, yeah. Alright, just had my first sale of the day. It was one of my chickens, and that means I'm out of the regular sized chickens. Yay! Alright, it is about 11:45. We had a few more sales. Mom went to go and check on the dog, on the puppy, on Ginny, and she's going to let her out, let her run around, and then in a little bit they'll come back and she'll get to like socialize and see people and have a lot of fun before, and then we'll bring her back and when she's tired, and then Mom will help me, you know, with the tear down and everything. But anyways, that's our update. I'm so excited. It hasn't even been like a full hour since I last updated you, and I've sold out of my little Mothman, and I sold my mushroom hat along with a couple other things. So I'm very excited. It's definitely picking up now that it's afternoon. We have a special visitor, Miss Virginia Wolf. Having a fun time today because everyone came out to see her and her alone. Okay, just checking in. It is about 2:30. We sold some more things. Definitely busier today than it was yesterday. I haven't quite made what I made yesterday, but again, it's only 2:30. Someone's yelling hi to someone. We still have about 5.5 hours left, and really looking forward. I expect more people will come as it starts getting a little darker, because like there's food trucks and stuff, so people sometimes come, and the Boy Scouts are running this event, so they also have a tent where they're making burgers and sandwiches and stuff like that, and there's fried dough. Basically, a lot of people come around like meal times to like get something to eat and shop at the same time. Right now, my mom is taking Ginny out for a little walk around to see everybody, and she's been having a good time. It's so funny. At one point, she like was tired of like she's a dog. She was like sitting down and just kind of chilling, and suddenly she stands up, hops right into Mom's lap on the chair. And I'm like, "What are you doing?" It was very cute. And then she almost started climbing from her lap to one of the tables. And we're like, no, okay, time to get down. And that's when we're like, maybe we should let her get some energy out, go for a walk. So that's what they're doing. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this update. I'm working on a new mushroom hat, so hopefully I can have that done maybe in time. Someone else might want it. If not, then I'll have it ready for my pumpkin festival next month. But yeah. Okay, so it's after 4 o'clock now. We've officially doubled what we made yesterday, and mom went ahead and took Ginny home because she was getting a little anxious and it was getting closer to dinner time. So she wanted her to be able to relax and chill a little before Mom has to come back and help me pack up. But we're doing good. We keep getting like little waves of like rushes. It's nothing like huge, but it'll be like a couple of things here and a couple things there, and it's going. I'm excited. Hi everybody, and well, it's been a few days since the market. I had to take some time to just like rest and relax, and also go to my regular job and do all that, and I just didn't have time to really sit down and film this little like breakdown of how everything went. Sorry I didn't really get too much of the second day, because after, oh, hello, here comes the puppy. So, because, eventually a band started playing, well, actually a couple bands, but the second band was so loud to the point that, like, you're yelling at your customers to let them hear you, because it's just so loud. They should not have been that loud. At one point, the coordinators of the event actually came up and went to them and had them, like, lower their systems and stuff, or turn down the systems, because it was so loud that people could not hear each other, like when you're like a foot away from you. And like they kept, like at one point they were like, what was it? And what's the term? Like they kept peeking the mic as they were singing. Like they're like, Mom said like they were trying too hard to like put a twang on it or something like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, they were a good band, but it was just so loud. They were doing all these cover songs. So even if I could have recorded, you wouldn't have heard me. All you would have heard was the copyrighted music that they were covering. So that kind of sucked. But anyways, Well, you're not here to hear about that. You're here to hear how the market went. I have my little breakdown sheet. I just normally write everything out, but I decided to just print off my my Google sheet, the screenshot, because it just saved me time. Anyways, so I had a pretty great time at the market. It definitely was a lot slower on Friday than it was on Saturday. Saturday still was a little slow at times, but I definitely both days picked up as the day went on. Like, honestly, that first day, I think I got my first sale was around like 1 o'clock, and then I didn't have another sale until 3 o'clock, and I was there from 11 in the morning. So again, that kind of sucks. Other people mentioned that they wish that on Friday they didn't start the event until later, like maybe in the afternoon, just because you want as many customers, but you also don't want to be just sitting around doing nothing. So it is what it is. Anyways, you want to hear how I did. So I'm going to list out everything I sold, and then I give you the grand total at the end. And anyways, first things first, I sold, this is all not in any particular order, I sold one of my mushrooms, my red mushrooms. It was actually the only one I brought with me, and that was for $12. I sold my last Triceratops that I've had for a while now, and he was $10. The little kid who got him was so excited. They also bought one of my dinos, that like the little chubby dinos. That one was $12. So I have one of those left. And I sold 9 of the 14 kitten loafs I brought with me, while I sold 5 of the 7 loaf cats I brought with me. So I have to restock those. Those always do really good, but I always try to bring as many as I can, just so I can have enough to be able to cover that market and maybe even some of the next market. But like, I feel sometimes that's all I make are loaf cats and kittens. I sold both of my regular turtles. Those were for $20 each, so I have to, again, restock. One of my axolotls sold for $15. One of my elephants sold, I've had for like a couple markets now, sold for $12. And one of my snakes sold for $2. It was actually really cute. The family that bought the snake, they came in a few times to buy stuff. It was like 2 kids and their mom. And like they each got like one little thing, and then they came back because he really wanted the snake. And then later on, the mom ended up sneaking in while the kids were distracted to buy a Christmas gift without telling them. It was really sweet. And so anyways, that one snake sold. And I sold one of my bumblebees. I would have probably sold more, but it was towards this one sold towards the end of like the second day, and I just didn't take another one out to like restock it because I was just too tired at that point. Next, one of my ghost bees sold. I had brought 4 of them, but I thought those would be a hit maybe at the next market. It was also a fall festival, so hopefully those will go. Now, both of my black cats sold, and I was really happy. They were one of the last things I made for the market, and I wanted to have 4 of them, but I just didn't have time because they're all individual, all the parts. It wasn't like a no-sew project, but they always do really well. And those were for $20 each. Both of my potion bottles sold. I didn't, like, normally I mark them as like a dice bag, but this time I just put them as a potion bottle. And one person bought both of them, so for like him and a friend, I think he said. Those were $15 each. One of my pumpkin pie slices sold, which is good because I had leftover because I ended up in between the market, and now I actually got an Etsy order for one of them, so I was able to just ship that right out and not have to worry about that. That was $15. Both my leggy froggies sold for $18 each, and it was really cute. One of them sold to this little girl who actually came to like one of my markets last year, and I remember her. She was like, she's so sweet, and she just couldn't get over how, as she said, derpy the frog looked, so she had to have it. Both of my big chickens sold for $2, two chickens sold for $15 each, while 4 of my mini chickens sold, and I only had 6 of those, so I have to, like, you know, again, prep more of those. All 3 of the small pumpkins I've had for like literal years, all 3 of those went, I think, to the same family. They wanted to use them as decorations, so that was very happy. Those were $12 each. 3 of my little ghosts with hats sold. So I both the witch ones, and then one of the bows, I believe it is. I have to double check, so I have to make more. Again, pretty much I have to make more of everything. Only one of my cows sold, and it was a pumpkin cow for $30. And I'm actually really surprised because normally Normally my cows always sell out and I have to scramble to make more for the next market. So this is one less thing I have to make for the next market just because I have a bunch left over. But still, one sold for 30. And both of my regular Mothmen sold. And those were for 25 each. Although I sold one of them for less, for 20, because there was this little kid and he had been buying something for multiple people for their birthdays and he didn't quite have enough, so I gave him a discount. And he was just so happy to find something unique for his friend that I was happy to let him have it for only 20 instead of 25. My last strawberry turtle left over from the summer, that finally found a home. That was 25. The girl who found it, like, she like was walking past, spotted it, and came running back. She's like, "Oh my god, strawberry turtle!" So yay! It always makes me happy when people really love something that they find. One of my flower hangers sold. That was for 10. I'm thinking of making a couple of like fall themed ones, like maybe like a ghost or pumpkin or something hanging from there instead of flowers, because it's like kind of out of season for those. I sold 4 of my keychains, 1 donut, 1 macaroon, and 2 mushrooms. And 2 of them were to actually, 2 of those keychains were actually to that family I mentioned earlier with the little kid and the snake. But those were $8 each, which is great because a lot of times mushrooms don't sell very well. Not mushrooms, the keychains don't sell as well as they used to. But they were getting a lot of attention this year. And I'm happy to say that my cup cozies were pretty popular. I sold 3 of them to like 3 different people, which is great because I was worried that no one would want them at all. And I sold those for 5 each. And then one of my large, and this made me excited, one of my large star bags sold for $25, and 3 of my smaller star bags sold. Like, those have, like, I've been putting them out for a few markets now, and they just haven't really been getting a lot of attention. And then it seemed like everyone's like was stopping to look at them at this one. That made me so happy that they were finding homes. One, again, something else that hasn't sold in a while, I sold one of my bandanas. That half the time I debate if I even should put them out because they don't really seem to get a lot of attention, but someone really liked the one that they found, and so that was for $10. My the star bags were 15 for the small and 25 for the large. I forgot to say that before. I sold 2 of my mushroom hats. Like, one of them was just straight up to a customer, and I had enough yarn with me to start making another one, and I ended up selling that second one to my neighbor friend Nikki, and she, like, it was like the last thing I sold for the day. And she's like, "Yay, I have a mushroom hat." So that made me happy. Again, very happy. Those were $30 each. Then I sold one of my scarves, which, again, something that hasn't sold in a while. Usually I don't bring them in the summertime, but like they weren't even getting a lot of attention last year during the appropriate months, so happy that one of them went. So that was for $20. And then last but not least, I sold all 18 of the mystery bags that I brought with me. I was trying to get 20, but I just ran out of time. My usual rule of thumb is I want to have as many mystery bags as like the vendor fee was, so that, because they tend to sell out and then that just takes everything. But yay, so I sold all 18 for $5 each. Okay, so now what you probably all were waiting to the end to hear, what I brought with me was 282 items total for a possible if I had sold everything, I would have sold $3,712 worth of products. What I ended up selling over the course of the 2 days was 81 items for a grand total of $1,001 in sales. Now, this is just the gross sales. This doesn't factor in like my vendor fee, square fees for each day, any taxes and stuff like that, not to mention material costs. But overall, I had $1,000 market, and that is exciting for me, especially for a 2-day market. You want to be able to do that for the amount of time and effort you have to prep for that. Now, it's not always realistic to expect that for every market, especially like a 1-day market or even a 2-day market, but it's so exciting when it happens. Now, definitely, I've done this market a few years now, so I know what it is a lot of people like, and like what to like really stock for my markets versus like if I do a new market and I don't know what the crowds are like. So it's definitely something you have to think about, like, is like the time of year, like your audience. Like my next market that I have, it's a pumpkin festival for the town, and it's majorly families that come. So like I do really well at that market as well, and it's only from like 4 to 8:30 because they have fireworks. But from like my main target audience is kids and teenagers and stuff, and so well this was just open harvest festival, anyone could have come, so I didn't get a lot of kids compared to like some markets, but I had enough that, you know, I made the sales and people. But definitely, I just had a really good time. I was very excited, and I'm glad all of you could come along with me to see this market, and I hope you enjoyed yourself in watching this, and that you'll come along for the next one. So anyways, I'm gonna end it here. I have to go ahead and start restocking everything that's sold, as well as all the stuff that I didn't get time to finish for this last one. But anyways, I am so glad that you stayed to the end. If you did, thank you. What was that? That was supposed to be hard. Sorry. Anyways, have a wonderful day. I hope you had fun making a project maybe while you're watching this. If so, let me know in the comments what you're working on, and any suggestions you might have for me to make in the future. So thank you again so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!